Hi everyone, and welcome to my assignment 2 presentation on commercial paper stock. The first type of paper stock we'll be talking about is the coated variety. Coated paper stock has been coated with surface-resistant sealant, typically clay, to impart certain qualities to the paper, including weight, surface gloss, smoothness, or reduced ink absorbency, which prevents the printing from looking fuzzy. Coating the paper reduces dot gain by stopping the ink absorbing into the paper, which allows for a cleaner print, especially in photos and blends. However, one of the disadvantages of this is that the paper isn't easily written on. Coated paper comes in a few different options, including gloss, matte, dull, and satin finishes. Gloss coated paper has a high sheen, less bulk and opacity, and is typically less expensive than dull and matte paper of the same thickness. Satin coatings are less shiny than gloss, but the colours are sharp and vivid. Matte coatings are non-glossy with very little sheen. They are more opaque, contain greater bulk, and are higher in cost. And dull coated paper has a smooth surface that is low in gloss and falls between matte and glossy paper depending on the manufacturer. Next is the uncoated variety, which has not been coated with surface sealant, meaning the ink dries by absorbing into the paper. This paper is often referred to as bond paper and can dull the colours that are printed. It's mainly used for printing materials that need to be written on, such as workbooks, letterheads, and envelopes, and it can come in a variety of types, including wove or smooth, laid, and linen. Traditionally, paper is made from wood pulp, where the cellulose fibres are extracted from the raw wood. The pulp is then bleached to remove impurities, which results in an improved whiteness to the paper. Next, the pulp is mixed with water to create a slurry of 5% pulp and 95% water to be poured onto the paper making machine, where it quickly travels along a mesh belt. This drying process removes all the water and causes the paper fibres to line up like logs floating down a river. The final process is called calendering, where the paper is then polished by a series of steel rollers before being wound onto reels, which can then be supplied to the printer. Only 16% of trees are farmed for paper production. Cutting wild trees causes obvious problems, including loss of habitat for animals. Around 300 million tonnes of paper are consumed every year, but luckily we've now developed alternative methods of paper production that cause a much smaller carbon footprint. These eco-friendly types of paper are recycled paper and FSC certified paper. Recycled paper is made from pre-consumer waste from paper manufacturing and printing processes, and post-consumer waste, that which is touched a consumer, instead of raw materials. Paper products can be recycled into this type of paper, which means there is less deforestation as there is less of a demand for wood, which also reduces the loss of habitat for wildlife. It conserves resources and reduces gas emissions while also saving around 7,000 gallons of water every year. By using this method of production, we reduce our usage of wood by 100%, our total energy consumption is reduced by 27%, the amount of water we waste is reduced by 33%, gas emissions are reduced by 28%, and the solid waste is reduced by 54%. FSC certified paper refers to any paper or wood product certified by the FSC or the Forest Stewardship Council, which means that they were created using sustainable practices. There are 3 common methods for specifying paper weight and thickness: GSM, US basis weight, and caliper. GSM stands for gram per square metre and is based on the density of paper. This is the most simplistic form of paper measurement, however, it is not the most common use of measurement in the US. If you were to use a US-based printer, you would need to understand US basis weight, which is based on 1 ream or 500 sheets of paper in its basic uncut size. The shorthand you will see to denote this form of measurement is the LB, or the pound symbol. If the paper is described as 60 LB, it means that 1 ream of paper is 60 pounds. Lastly, the caliper is a method that uses a measuring tool called a micrometer to measure the thickness of the paper in points. 1 point equals 1/1000th of an inch, and the measurements are commonly used to describe cardstock thickness. Few everyday uses of GSM thickness include everyday copy paper, which usually sits around 80 to 100 GSM. Flyers, brochures, and booklets are around 120 to 170 GSM. Magazine and book covers are normally 200 to 250 GSM. Thicker stock, which 280 to 420 GSM, are normally used for business cards, greeting cards, presentation folders, and invitations. Generally speaking, the thinner stock is used for more disposable, bigger run jobs like handouts, where the thicker stock is used where it matters to make an impression. Paper stock is usually based on sizes A0 through A10, which is all part of the ISO/DIN A paper system, which is a system used for classifying paper sizes where each size is half that of the last, starting from the A0 master sheet size. The most distinguishing characteristic of the ISO paper is that each format has an aspect ratio equal to the square root of 2 of 1.4142, which makes it simple to enlarge or reduce the document for printing on another ISO paper format. An example if we multiply the shorter side of an A4 sheet of 210 millimeters by the square root of 2, we get the length of an A4 sheet, which is 297 rounded off. 2 other ISO paper series exist as well, the B and the C. The B paper sizes are a bit larger than their A counterparts and are based on the geometric mean of 2 consecutive A series sheets. For example, B4 is between A3 and A4 in size, and B5 is between A4 and A5. The C series was introduced to provide an envelope with enough space for an A series sheet, meaning the A series sheets will fit inside their C series counterparts. It's important to understand what the printing methods are that you may want to use, as this may change what type of paper you use in the end. For example, if you're going to a digital printer, it's important to understand that all digital presses have different capabilities. There are two types of digital printers: laser printers, which are compatible with most papers, including coded stocks, and inkjet printers, which have a more specific paper requirement and are generally less friendly towards coded papers. Digital paper should always be used in a digital press, as it is designed for the moisture levels of a digital press. It is precision cut, so you know exactly what size to use, and it has been treated with specific surface treatment designed for the printing medium, such as dry toner, liquid toner, or inkjet ink. What about paper stock for packaging though? Paper stock is also used to package some of the food we buy. Corrugated boxes, milk cartons, folding cartons, bags, snacks, and even wrapping paper are all examples of paper and paper boards used in the food industry. When used as primary packaging, as in with contact with food, the paper stock is treated, coated, laminated, or infused with materials like wax, resins, and lacquers to improve its functionality and protective properties. The supplier of paper stock I've researched is Ball & Doggett, which was formerly KW Doggett before merging with the company BJ Ball. On the website, they provide 7 different paper options, each with a large variety of stock. These include specialty paper, coated paper, uncoated paper, boards, carbonless, which transfers information written onto the pages beneath it, such as in a receipt book, synthetic, which uses synthetic resin derived from petroleum to be more durable like plastic, but feel and print like traditional paper, and copy paper. Ball & Doggett is also very clear in how each of their products are sustainably made, indicating to the users whether the paper they've chosen is FSC approved, chlorine-free, and even recycled from post-consumer paper. They do sample packages, which is available upon request from customers, as it's hard to tell what the product will look and feel like without feeling it for yourself. And they also do mock-ups. If you send them reference images, they can be sent straight to them, and they'll send you back some product mock-ups of their own to help you figure out which one would be best for you. For my print-ready artwork, I've chosen to create a bookmark, as it made some sense being a writers' festival. The design includes a die line to be trimmed down for the final product. Using spot colours in order to allow the printer to use the matching PMS colours, I've used Pantone Warm Red C for coded and Pantone Black C for coded as well, in order to develop this design based off the 2019 Melbourne Writers Festival program guide. Once the bookmark has been trimmed down, it will sit at 44mm by 148mm using EcoStar Plus 100% recycled gloss 300 GSM from Ball & Doggett as the supplier. Using Photoshop, the design has been imported into a bookmark mock-up as well to show what the final product will look like when printed and when trimmed down to size. And thanks for watching.